An unnamed American hero is pushing back against a book ban in his state by arguing that, hey, if we're going to ban these books for, these certain books for certain content, well, we should include another book, the Bible. I'm not kidding. So now, let me get to the story. It's fantastic. Well, first, context. In 2022, the state of Utah passed a law banning books with so-called pornographic or indecent content. Now, of course, nobody wants any of that, pornographic books in schools. I don't want hustlers in the, in the school's library. Like, nobody wants that. So that's when I think of pornography. Well, that's not the case here. Now, the bill was pushed by Utah Parents United. That's one conservative group, along with other conservative groups that are, again, their goal is to ban books. They believe that these books are inappropriate. Now, it just so happens, unsurprisingly, they overwhelmingly feature Black people, people of color, and queer or gender non-conforming characters as main characters. A lot of them are, again, some of them I should say are coming of age stories. With, yes, maybe some slightly suggestive or, things that are, stuff like that. Nothing that's overtly pornographic. Okay. So here's the thing, right? Some of the banned titles included Judy Blume's Forever Genderqueer by Maya Kobabe and 19 Minutes by Jodi Picoult. So now the parent who is saying, well, if you're going to ban those books, then you should ban one of the most pornographic books ever created. The Bible. Now his name, or their name, has been hidden thanks to privacy, because, you don't want their name getting out, getting a lot of harassment. But they're arguing that by the law's own standards in Utah, the Bible should be on the ban list. So, look, I already love the delicious irony here, because the whole stated reason by these book banners from the right wing, we got to protect the children. You see, we got to have the children read pornography and indecent stuff. Now, they also argue that the books are inappropriate, they'll harm the children that will read them, and perhaps even groom them. They'll maybe even turn them into the gay. Oh, you don't want that. It's the worst thing in the world. They're turning the children into the gay. No, that's not what happens. In reality, of course, the whole idea is to erase LGBTQ people from education. Eliminate them from schools. And by the way, anything that deals with racism as well. Because we actually can't talk about structural racism or examples of racism either. I can't do that. Can't do that. Or, well, actually...
Can't let that happen.
So, now, these people, they claim to love the Bible. Now, if you've read the Bible, you might know that there's some inappropriate things inside that Bible. I know. In fact, the unnamed parent's request, which started saying, get this porn out of our schools, pointed out that the Bible contains incest, onanism, bestiality, prostitution, genital mutilation, fellatio, sex toys, rape, and yes, infanticide. They said, you'll no doubt find that the Bible, under Utah code, has no serious value for minors because it's pornographic by our new definition. And he is correct. Let me show you some examples. Song of Solomon. Basically, in that, there's a description of a female's body. Very explicit detail comparing some of those parts to clusters of fruit. And encouraged, I don't know if it's a reader or another character, but those clusters of fruit should be devoured from her garden. A little bit of innuendo there. You know what it seems like to me? It really sounds like
sexual anarchy
in the Bible. Oh, no. In another story, King David happened to be overcome with lust for a woman named Bathsheba, whom he had seen he's out there taking a walk, and then suddenly there's a woman bathing on the roof, and he just had to go and stare right at her. That's right. He then told his people, his guard, to go bring her back. And then, he ended up committing adultery with her, and then she later murdered her husband. So, there's lust, there's murder, adultery. Oh, okay. Well, very, very appropriate for children, right? There's more. Noah's son, Ham, or Ham. I don't know how to say it. Just going to call him Ham. I know. Well, he commits the grave sin of accidentally seeing his dad's penis. No, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding.
Tallywhacker.
You see that, and as a punishment, Noah curses Ham's entire bloodline into lives of slavery. So now we get slavery in there. What? Very, very appropriate for children, though, I hear. Yes, very appropriate.
Tighten up my meat. Testicles.
Full of that. Oh, there's more. You all know the story, or you might be familiar with the story of Lot, whose daughters basically got him drunk and sexually assaulted him when he was passed out. God also punished the citizens of Judah for smelting all the jewelry he gave them, which is weird. They decided to take all the jewelry, melt it down, and make sex toys out of them. Okay.
sexual anarchy.
Sure. Okay. Look, that's just some of the examples. We're not even getting into the baby murder. But hey, that's okay. Apparently, that's totally fine. Leave that. Yes, kids, they should read the Bible. But mention anything about gay, we got to get rid of it. It's pornographic. It's terrible. Horrifying. Because, the gay apparently is the destruction of society. Yes, that's it. The whole thing is ridiculous. Now, look, the parents' letter continued by saying, I thank the Utah legislature and Utah parents united for making this bad faith process so much easier and way more efficient. I love the salt in there, by the way. Now we can ban all books, and you don't even need to read them or be accurate about it. Heck, you don't even need to see the book. Ceding our children's education, First Amendment rights, and library access to a white supremacist hate group like Utah Parents United seems like a wonderful idea for a school district literally under investigation for being racist. So now, on that last thing, by the way, Vice News reported that back in 2021, the Department of Justice and the U.S. Attorney's Office for Utah had investigated that very same school district for long discrimination, basically serious and widespread racial harassment of Black and Asian American students. That happened over a long period of time. Oops. You might have, there might be more important things to worry about than banning books. You might want to, stop being racist. But, of course.
Can't let that happen.
No. We're going to go after the ridiculous culture war stuff. That's what we're doing. By the way, in 2022, the mother of a Black ninth grader also sued the school district for racial harassment by students on a daily basis. Yes. So, look, I wonder why the states are trying to ban these books. Can't tell. Have no idea. Can't figure it out. It's a distraction. It's all a distraction. And not only that, but again, a way to erase LGBTQ people and even any mentions of how racism is bad. That's what they're doing. Now, this person, whoever they are, that is trying to get the Bible banned. American Hero. And it's not because I want the Bible banned. Honestly, I don't care. To me, it's another piece of fiction. And you can disagree with that, whatever, right? I say it's written by man with some pretty interesting, like visions, hallucinations, thoughts, ideas, whatever, right? I'm not even saying the Bible is all bad. There's even some decent lessons in it. A lot of which, some of the people who claim to be the most Christian on the conservative side seem to ignore. And I'm not saying everybody is that way, but you look at the church megapastors, claim to be Christian, they ain't Christian at all. They ain't taking care of the poor. No, they're telling the poor, give me your money. Make me rich. But no, the reason that I say that I hope that he's or they are successful is because laws theoretically should be applied equally. If you're going to go after books that mention LGBTQ and alleged sexual themes, then, you might want to go after the Bible that has a lot of sexual themes and violence and slavery and racism and all the terrible things that are in it. So really, this is a great example of how if you try to be, do censorship, if you're trying to do book bans, if you're trying to pass laws or doing so, or actually passing laws, like don't say gay, in the end, that could very well come back to bite you. And this is a good example as to how. So, be careful what you wish for.